Hey guys, it's Jared from Vanlife Conversions, and today we're going to be taking you on a tour of a build we just completed. Clients are picking it up tomorrow. I want to get this done, get this out there. It is a 2022 144 4x4 Sprinter. A lot of people say it is the unicorn of vans. Van industry these days trying to get a hold of them. Never mind a 2022 4x4. So amazing platform to do the build on. It was a lot of fun, and let's get right into it. At the front of the rig, we have the CA-tuned hammerhead bumper. Is it a chassis mounted bumper, so you can have a winch in it and it's nicely hidden away. Right now on these, and I think they pretty much come standard if you're to get one of these installed, is the Warren 12S, so 12,000 pound winch, which it is more than capable of handling. You have the nice shackles here. You can get these in different colors. CA-tuned sells all of this. And just nice attention to detail, so all the sensors work on this. They keep that in mind. If you have the park distance sensor, the collision sensors, they still all work. Down here on the fairing for the winch, we have the Cascadia 4x4 flip up license plate holder. Just have that up for privacy reasons, but you get the point. You can flip that down while you're driving. I mean, here in Canada, Ontario at least, you have to have a front mounted license plate. Some of you Americans are a bit luckier. This is a good option. And then built into these bumpers as well, there's also a front hitch, which is great. You can put another rack on here to carry bikes. I've seen people even do like motocross bikes, stuff like that. So it's sturdy and it's not too obnoxious. It looks factory with it. So yeah, we are a distributor, only one in Canada for CA-tuned products. If you guys are interested or getting one or getting a price quote for an installation on one, yeah, get in touch with us on our website. Don't mind the sun in my eyes, but I'm going to be talking a lot about distributors in this video, but this is another great product, TerraWagon. This is the Arrowhead spoiler. Well, this is another TerraWagon product. It is their fender trim kit. I personally like it because I think some of these Sprinters is missing something. It's all on all four wheel wells. It kind of ties the whole thing together. I love it. All right, going on to the side of this van, we work pretty closely with Stoked Adventure Outfitters. I love their products. They're local, but they're a Canadian company all the way in British Columbia. The products are amazing. Been using them on all of our vans. So this is equipped with the Nerf bars and the ladder with this grip here. So come wintertime, slushy. That's one of the most common things you're climbing up on your roof, is to clear those panels off of snow, because here in Canada we get snow. Not all you lucky people down in the southern states. Yeah, lightweight, durable. I think this ladder in total is 11 pounds and everything's powder coated. So yeah, just overall great product, easy to work with. Touching on the tires and rims, you guys probably all know by now the BF Goodrich KO2s. I'd say best in the industry for these types of vans, a good all-season tire. And then we went with the black Rhino rims, really mean look. The gunmetal gray matches the van. Moving on to the flares or the bump outs. These are the flare space flares. These are the extended length on this side, regular length on the other side. Paint matched by a local shop, Newport Collision. They did an amazing job. Like the color match in this is great. A lot of people just slap them up there and kind of leave them black because they can't get a paint match, but getting a paint match I think is nice to make these look factory, and they do look factory. And in each side is the bunk windows. The flare spaces original, just their own bunk windows. Those work amazing. And yeah, it adds a lot of practical living space in the van. Being able to sleep sideways is their hashtag, and it really does help a lot. Moving on to the rear, we have all the Owl Vans gear. This is their B2 bike carrier with their medium expedition box. We got the mini Sherpa up there with the little catch-all you can put on top here, a good addition. And then on the left side is the VS30 bike ladder plus tire carrier. So it's an amazing spot to put a spare tire. It's almost mandatory because with these upgraded rims and tires, they no longer fit in the spare tire carrier underneath, and gives you a bit more ground clearance. I guess moving back over to here with the tire carrier, you also have access to the rear of the roof, which some people need, in a sense of your solar panels directly in the middle and you can't climb on them or walk on them with a side ladder. This is also a good option. So they have the pegs on the side, and you can just climb on up. Obviously everything's lockable, no one's going to come steal this tire. And they also make different plates. We have one in the van for them, and you can mount like all your roto packs on here, shovels and whatnot. Extra fuel. It's everything has a reason with these products, or they all have a use, which I really like. So moving over to this Expedition box. I think this is the newer one, the Owl Vans. So like I said, they have more mounting points, mounting places everywhere for shovels, more rotopack, stuff like that. This is actually lockable, and you can put a lock on, so it's double locked. When you open this up, hangs down. It's all weatherproofed on the inside, and in here you put all your tow straps, your recovery gear. Right now we just have the client's short power cable, but it's super good use of space. And what takes us to the top is their B2 portion, I guess. So these are it's equipped with two one-up bike trays, so you can actually put two full-size bikes up here. And the way they work is you lift these up, put the bikes in, and they clamp down on the tire. So this is an amazing rig. It's a good use of the back space of the van. And I think it's all pretty practical. And there's a lot of videos. I think Owl Vans as a company has down the strength of their products and all the engineering that goes behind it. There's some videos actually down below I'll link, and it's, to me, a huge selling point for their products. Almost forgot, the most amazing piece in this van is the fully fabricated roof rack. This is also a Stoked Adventure Outfitters product. This is the Yukon rack, which comes with a 50-inch light bar. Fully, you can walk in the whole rack. And they also provide like custom cutouts if you want your Max Air fan, your AC, skylight. All the solar comes mounted, fits within a hair of the whole rack, super clean. Awning mounts, light mounts, exterior light mounts, which we will show you. Great guys to work with, love their products. We ship these all the way from BC. It's not cheap, but I think it's worth it, and just kind of cleans up the whole van, and it just makes the van, in my opinion. Before we step on in the van, you see right here we have a button, throw that on, and you now have the two awning lights, which lights up this space at night if you're hanging out here at night. And this is actually powered from the house batteries in the vehicle itself, so you don't have to worry about draining your vehicle's batteries, which I think is a pretty cool touch. And then obviously, being such a high van with a factory 6-inch lift as a 4x4, it is quite a ways up, so you do have a Nerf bar, but then we have a grab handle here to get yourself up. From the inside of the van, before you walk in here, you have this nice little flip-up table that's latched in to stop it from moving while you drive. Open it up, locks into place, and now with the swivel seats, you have an extension of the table, a little workstation, work desk. All right, we're inside the van, so we'll start with the kitchen area. We have a nice matte black pearl faucet, the nice deep sink as well. Right overhead, we have kind of the catch-all spice rack. Great use of space. You're not gonna bang your head off this. It's not in the walk-in area. Super practical to add, so we added it. Coming under here, some more latches, some marine green vinyl latches, some snap-ons just to keep it closed. Open this up, you have your 3-stage water filtration system under there, and their gray water tank, and plenty of storage. Paper towels, cleaning products, all that fun stuff. I always tend to forget this, so before we go any further, I'll talk about some materials used. The countertop in this van is a new made, it's a Formica product called Everform. So it's a man-made surface product, super durable, it's only a 1/2 inch thick, super lightweight as well, and it's pretty funky. They chose this pattern. It adds a nice kick to the van and some character, and super easy to work with. You can undermount, flush mount things. So yeah, this turned out well and adds a pop of color, which moves on to the cabinetry material. I'd like to think the most important part of a van build when it comes to durability, longevity of the van. They get dinged, they get dented. How does it look? How does it feel to the touch? And this stuff, I will say, is some of the best on the market. This is an architectural melamine from Sublime. But it's not just any melamine. This is a new soft touch. It's antibacterial, super easy to clean, and one of the most durable melamines on the market. Super thick top layer. So this stuff is, it's amazing. It's so easy to clean. I think I've already said that, but we're super happy with how it turned out. And it's one of those materials that's just like nice to touch, as weird as that sounds. And just super smooth finish. So, all right, starting in this area over here, you have another Lagoon mount. Same thing, made out of their Everform countertops, which swivels and allows this driver's seat to have a place to sit, turn the chair, work on their laptop. And we've also installed some nice USB outlets there, and then down below another 110 outlet with more USB ports. So we try to leave as much outlets and charging capabilities wherever you're going to be in this van. So that's a little workstation there. Moving on, more counter space in the kitchen. You can never have enough of it. And plenty of drawers. Very deep drawers too. Everything's soft closing, everything's locking with the RV Labs latches. Before we go any further with this tour, I want to make one quick note. The van might look amazing on the outside. It is rugged, it's robust, it's mean looking, but at Van City Conversions, we really try to give you the best of both worlds. When you come on to the inside of our conversions, with our experience with the craftsmanship, cabinetry and carpentry work, we really pay attention to detail. We're hard on ourselves with all the scribes. I know a lot of van tours and a lot of builds might look good in videos, which they all end up doing, but it's really in person when you kind of come and look around at all the craftsmanship, the fine finishing details. We're hard on ourselves on that, and I like to think what you see in this video actually does portray it in person as well. If you come on into our builds, that's kind of one thing I like to say. We stand out as a company, and we're really hard on ourselves for that. So moving on with the tour. All right, in the center of the van, touching more on materials, we went with the white full-length shiplap. Going with white, I know it's done quite a lot in builds, but it does open up the space. I went with the nice symmetrical pot lights all throughout, and then overhead with some nice trim piece. We have the Dometic RTX 2000, so this does have AC and it's fully off-grid, which is amazing for hot summers because we still do get those in Canada, believe it or not. Coming on over to this side is more of the cabinetry. You have a little overhead locking pantry up here, nice deep space as well. It's actually the first time installing one of these in a van. I know familiar with the company Vertifrigo, however you want to pronounce it. They're an Italian company, and they actually specialize in yacht products, specifically fridges, freezers, stuff like that. So this is their Slim 150. It's a full-size fridge. You got the freezer up top, and you also have another chest fridge as well down low. This is kind of the beer fridge. And it has all the accessories on the outside, the temperatures on and off. It has a sleep mode, so it goes quiet. And the compressor for this is actually separate, which is nice in a sense. There's always a little shoebox size somewhere in the plumbing or electrical, which you can hide it away. And it's a great use of space. The full fridge is usable, full depth. Super happy with this product. Beside the fridge, same thing. We have a stand-up pantry. We've done these quite a lot in build. For all your dry goods, it's a good use of space. Canned goods, dry goods, pretty much food storage, whatever you want to use it for. Like I said, all soft closing, just like the other ones. Nice little latch there so that's not flying over. And from experience, it's not fun when stuff flings open while you're driving, so we keep that in mind when building everything out. Not much down here, just more storage below there. And this is where their actual compressor stays, which is ventilated into the garage as well. It does need some ventilation. Going over to the brains of the van, this is all easily accessible for repairability, and if you ever want to add anything, add some more switches and whatnot. Starting from the top with the electrical system, which we will touch on later, but we have the Victron, the BMS. This hooks up to an app on your phone. The company in general actually does frequent updates, so there's a lot of cool features you as a user in this van can see and just kind of learn about and know your rig a bit more. But this pretty much tells you percentage of your batteries in the van summed up. Over here is the multi-control. This turns on your inverter and also takes control of shore power, which we showed you this van does have, and you control the current limited amperage coming in to charge up your battery bank. Over here we have a freshwater gauge, currently sitting at full. Moving over here we have the upgraded multi-control for the diesel heater. It's pretty cool. There's a lot of cool things you can do on this. Set it as a timer when you're away from the van to kick on and off at certain times. It does have the temperature sensor on the panel. You can also have the temperature sensor on the heater itself. Temperature sensor is on the panel, raised up high, so this gives you the ambient temperature of the van, and that controls the heater. The pot lights, which we have on separate switches, which I think is nice. If someone's laying in bed and you only want the front on, you can turn that on. It's something that's super simple, easy to do, and it's just super convenient for the clients. Just something we've learned from experience. It's nice to have your lights, a lot of lights, all on different switches. Then up front here is some nice built-in under cabinet LED lights, which is great. Like I said again, you can turn off all the lights. If you're just cooking or laying in bed, you can have some underlighting on your cabinetry. All right, more counter space over here. The nice outlet with some more USB outlets. These clients decided to go with a stowaway induction cooktop, so we custom made this drawer to fully fit their cooktop in. We'll show you that. Below they do have plenty of deep storage. These clients had some specific requests for size of drawers, specifically the bottom one, so we created a nice big drawer for them. Moving on to the rear of the van, the sleeping quarters. Starting off on the wall above the bed area and the bump outs, we have two nice reading lights, which are both on separate switches, his and hers. Also with some built-in USB outlets, going on to the fact you have a spot to charge your iPhone everywhere you go in this van. Moving on to the trim rings. These aren't bought, these are actually custom made. It's a lot of work. Anything that's custom takes time. But what I like about these is we could decide how big of sleeping space they actually wanted. Flares are a bit bigger than this in some cases, and the trim rings I know they provide didn't really suit our needs, so we made our own. A lot of work, a lot of scribing, but I think they turned out amazingly. Above them, the good old famous Max Air fan. I think it's standard in every build. Amazing ventilation, especially when you have these bunk windows. Creates a nice draft. And I will say, I mean, we've done it. You don't necessarily need AC, it's nice, but having one of these with ventilation, you'll survive. Maybe one night out of the summer you go get a nice cool hotel. That's about it. Overhead storage on one side of the bed, not both sides. These clients want to be able to sit up in bed, which I think is nice. So you can still sit here, work on your laptop, whatever, have a snack in bed, watch a movie. You're not smashing your head. So decided to go with the one side overhead storage, all locking again, on the nice hinges. Special request, they wanted through storage. So normally we'd block this off, but they have the full length. They obviously do need a support here, so the cabinets don't sag. Plenty of storage of his and hers, clothes. All right, before we move on to the garage portion, yes, there's still some things missing in this van. Client's providing the mattress and the toilet. The toilet is the cabinet back there. It pulls out. It's on soft opening and closing soft closing slides as well, with a facing door that stows it away, all locking, and they're providing their own composting toilet. They really want to pick that out in their mattress. That's why they're not here yet. But before I get off and show you the garage, we have the two platform, I guess, support for the mattress, and we just did these nice holes to allow air, prevent mold, and it does do some weight reduction. Moving on to the garage. Before you get into that, oh, it's nighttime, you can't find your stuff. Boom, there's lights. That's another thing that and some of the builds I've done in the past, or my own personal build. You want a light in the garage, you're sitting by the fire, oh, go grab the axe, and you're rummaging through all this stuff. You now have light, which I think is a pretty nice feature to have. So you have this nice aluminum casing on the front, and the whole inside is lined with industrial grade penny flooring. So all your wet gear, your muddy, your dirty stuff, it's not going to damage the drawer. And obviously it's a 500-pound slide. Keeping in mind as it comes out, the weight does get lower, but it can hold me, and I'm not the lightest person. So access to the electrical panel in here. If you go underneath here, got to give it a bit of a tug. That opens up, locks into place, and this is for the clients if they want to troubleshoot. Which pretty much all I tell the clients is you're only ever going to have to shut this thing down to winterize it if you're not going to be living in it in the winter, not running the heater. Turn off the main power, flick the solar switch, you're good to go, nothing else to do. Obviously, if we need a maintenance or work on it, we have these removable bed platforms, and majority of the work can be done from this cavity. I'll try to give you some clips of it, but for the most part, for all your electrical heads out there, in this van is 400 amp hours of lithium batteries, a 3000 watt Victron inverter charger, Victron Orion, the 30 amp DC to DC charger, which charges the vehicle while you're driving. Does it all for you, when to charge, when not to charge. You have the smart shunt, which hooks up to the BMS, which is the BMV 712, and we have the Blue Sea for the 12 volt, the DC, all separately fused and labeled. Same with the 110 AC, and the charge controller for the solar. So everything Victron, we're a distributor for them, so we use all Victron products. They know what they're doing. Don't want to really mess around when it comes to electrical. On to the plumbing section. Simple. You got your water fill, you got your outdoor shower. That's pretty much it. You can take a shower outside, it's nice. Fill up your water. 32 gallon over the wheel well tank with the water pump. Clients did want hot water in this van, which we do in the past. They're right. Hot water is not necessary. You're escaping the winters, heading down south somewhere to Mexico. And your water is going to be lukewarm regardless, and you'll be showering outdoors then on the beach, so you don't need hot water. We do it, but yeah, pretty basic plumbing system. Sink, outdoor shower. yeah, I think I talked enough. You guys know the drill. Leave a like in the video if you enjoyed it. If you have any more questions about this rig or future builds, past builds, let us know down below. And we'll see you guys in the next one, hopefully. Peace out. You can water your dog.